Oh, the monitors.
Yeah.
Yes, we're live.
I love it. I love it. Hello, my friends.
Hello.
Hello to you, sir, and to all the people out there listening.
Yes, and happy day before Good Friday.
Yeah, it's Monday, Thursday.
Monday, Thursday.
Yep.
It's Monday, Thursday?
Monday, Thursday.
You know, when I was a little kid, I always thought Monday, Thursday. I thought they were saying Monday and Thursday.
Yeah, 100%.
Is there a history behind the word Monday, Thursday?
Yeah, it just means Holy Thursday.
Holy Thursday.
Monday.
Yeah, I mean, because
Monday.
Thursday is actually that's the night of like the Last Supper
Mhm.
and
Jesus praying in the garden.
right,
Yeah.
and where he was arrested,
Okay.
and then Friday tomorrow, which we have off.
Which we have off.
Yes, is Good Friday.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's gonna be a Good Friday.
And first, starting things off right, I hope everyone has an amazing Easter.
Yes.
Spending time with their families and loved ones.
Oh yeah,
and
for sure.
celebrating the meaning of Easter.
Yeah. Hey, and second to that.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back.
It's nice to be back. I just realized.
Hello.
Yeah, it's been a couple, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has.
It was one or two.
Wes was in your place last week.
You know,
Yeah.
Wes rocked it though.
Oh, Wes is actually a pretty funny guy when he wants to be.
He's always a funny guy. He's a
Oh, yeah.
true treasure of
man.
flight test, I guess you can say.
He's a treasure troll.
Treasure. And if you want to talk to that treasure, all you have to do is have a problem.
Yeah,
You can call a number and you can talk to Trevor.
Trevor.
If it's-
You talking about Wes?
We just got off a STEM meeting.
Yeah,
Wes.
Wes.
Trevor's a treasure too.
We have a lot of treasures.
He's our STEM treasure.
He's our STEM treasure. Absolutely.
Wait, hold on, I'm just gonna drink some coffee.
You
real
drink
quick.
some coffee, yeah, and
It's been a week.
so it has been a week. Hey, so everybody who is tuning in right now, I just want to give you a quick update. For those of you that are FTCA members and you're waiting for the update on the website, the update was scheduled to go out by end of business today because we're not working tomorrow.
Mhm.
But we are having computer trouble. Right now, our website, the FTCA website, the inner workings are they're down.
The GUI stuff.
The GUI stuff, yes. So hopefully it gets up. If not, it might be a delay until Monday. So please do not bother Wesley with that. When's it gonna come? No, well,
Yeah, we're sorry, friends.
yeah, super sorry.
And Lee, I felt bad for you because you're running around very, very stressed about trying to make that happen.
Diligently.
I like
Yeah.
trying to keep my word on these
Yeah.
things, and
Kind of an important thing.
yeah, it is, and I'm kind of I take it personal when things like that happen, but it's outside our control, and Robert's doing his
Mhm.
his best to do all his I don't know, whatever that crazy stuff on the back end looks
Yeah.
like and
Yes.
everything.
So if anyone asks about that, friends, help us out and just relay the message. It's coming. It's just technical difficulties.
Yep.
Correct.
Beautiful.
Indubitably.
And also the Nano Flurkin plans are not going to be on there, so don't send hate mail for that. The Nano Flurkin plans will be out in May.
May.
So
May.
I mean, there's going to be some good perks on there
Mhm.
though.
Definitely.
For sure.
Very good.
Tar and pitchforks, Jason says. Jason, and you know what I was going to do? I was going to email you personally, once this was done. So, or once it was up. So you had your email that you like. So
Can you guys believe that April's halfway over?
No.
yeah.
We had a meeting
I know.
today, and we were going over the things that we've done and things to come. And this is going to be a busy month. We have a lot of releases and new products coming out this month.
this, yeah.
This last 2 weeks of this
Yeah.
month.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
it's-
Like the amount of products we
Yeah.
have already put out and
Yeah.
all the new ones that are coming out.
Well, and I'm thinking products, but I'm also thinking experiences. To my left, over to my shoulder to my left
Mhm.
here, you'll see Mr. Overstreet's F-18. John and his son, and then Paul, one of his team members, came down and visited with us to bring the first batch of F-18 Master Series with them.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to fly it. And while they're there, they built one, and we got to put twin motors on it. And
Yeah.
that episode is coming out in a couple weeks.
Yes.
Not
Yep,
this week.
Not this week, but next week, I believe.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Is it in the fiberglass?
F-18
so
fiberglass.
not this weekend, but
It's
next
coming
week.
in a couple
Yep,
weeks.
yep.
You guys are gonna get to see this, but we got our chance to fly this, and everyone that knows me knows I'm not the biggest fan of EDFs. The Viper got me on board. This kind of sealed the deal. Because
Mhm.
That's
holy
crazy.
cow, to have a plane that's basically as tall as I am.
This thing's huge.
Yeah, it is absolutely humongous, and fly the way it does. This could be your first EDF. It
Yeah.
is just a gentle giant, but boy, does it perform.
Yeah, I mean, normally when you take a twin motor versus an EDF, there's so much, there's a ton of difference between the
Yeah.
two. This one, they were
You-
spot on in a lot of ways.
You give up a little bit on the looks, but you gain a ton of performance and
Right.
punch and vertical and just crazy stuff. Jesse was flying the twin EDF. I was flying a twin boom version where we took 2 budget Bs on a 4-cell, and both of them, by the way, are phenomenal.
Yes.
I'm partial towards the budget solution because obviously it's economical flight times. But here's what happened with the F-18. It held toe to toe with it.
Yeah.
We had a vertical drag race, and if anyone remembers the original F-16 episode where we did a twin boom F-16, which means basically 2 motors just in front of the leading edge, kind of hidden and tucked away in there. It was unlimited. It was crazy, and it blew the F-16 out of the water. We go to the vertical drag race with this F-18, so I got my twin boom version, and then we have the twin EDF version. He passes me going vertical.
Mhm.
He passes me
It was
going vertical.
It was crazy.
It was nuts.
Oh yeah.
absolutely nuts.
So,
Bonkers.
I've never been so happy to lose,
Right.
because it's just a total package.
I'm just glad you finally lost.
All right, we got to unpack that too. And yeah, so we'll
that's
unpack that in the
funny.
last third of the episode because, guys, it's worth listening. My friend David Jester, I think, could have killed me in that laser tag battle.
Well, he could have cheated in one for sure,
Could have too.
but he
back.
didn't. But he
Yeah.
didn't. No.
So, but that episode coming up is definitely one worth watching. And if you
Mhm.
guys are on the fence of building your first EDF, that F-18, it is not for the first time builders.
Right.
But what a rewarding build, and that wing loading and the performance, and I can just imagine whether it's the twin engine version or the twin EDF version, going to a baseball diamond with this monstrous airplane and being able to still live in there, but then streak across the sky at
Right.
60, 70 miles an hour.
Exactly. No, it was fantastic. And as a avid watcher of
Mhm.
planes that fly here at Edgewater, because I don't fly nearly as much as I probably should, but man, it was hilarious just watching you and Jesse messing about, enjoying each other's company with 2 different airplanes.
Yeah,
Because normally we're flying the same airplane,
Yeah.
or a slightly
And-
tweaked version.
and we're able to fly formation too,
Right.
which doesn't normally happen. So
Right.
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it slows
yeah.
down nicely. I mean,
Yeah.
it's it's got everything you need. So
Yeah.
yeah, I actually would like to fly that.
Well, you
actually.
will definitely.
Mhm.
Well, first of all, hi, Sammy. Earlier on, I said hi.
Yeah.
And it looks like Sammy had a question: how to overcome fear to crash my builds?
Crash them.
First of all, yeah, realize one major thing. You just answered your own question.
Mhm.
If you can build it, you can fix it.
Yeah.
And let the building part be part of the reward of the journey too, not just the flight. Because 80% of your time is spent building. And the crashing aspect, just think every time you crash, you go back and you build again. It feels frustrating, but in that next cycle, you become a better builder, and then you learn a little bit more about flying. Realize at the end of the day, the plane is not meant to be an object to be protected. It is something that you get to enjoy and experience. Make sure you get the fullest out of it, and understand you will crash. Everybody's going to crash. Embrace that, knowing that the next cycle around, you've improved your knowledge of flight, your ability to build, and that's only going to make you a better person and a better pilot at the end.
Right.
So
yeah.
the crashes, there's no way we can counsel you out of
Embrace the
crashes.
crash.
Embrace the crash.
Yeah.
If you're worried about the crashes, a flight control board like the Aura 5, there's a couple other ones out there in the market. Obviously, we're really partial with the work we did with Flex Innovations, and just an amazing thing it is. But the Aura can really help you in many ways,
Mhm.
eliminate the stress of crashing. I've taught kids as young as 5, and I'm just putting an indent in my finger, holding the trainer button down. They're doing wonderful. So that if you're really worried about crashing, an extra, I think it's about $65, $70 you'll invest into a system like that, may be worth it. And then you can swap that from plane to plane.
Right.
Great question.
Right. Tailspin FPV says, I don't just fly planes, I crash them too. That's it.
That's
right.
it.
You
That's
know,
it.
From day one, that's been the culture of flight tests. I mean, Lee, do you remember a certain VersaWing?
Oh, I remember a lot of those.
Nanoflurkin.
No flirting. Hey, Ben Arbor says, fear of crashing, crash more.
Crash more.
That's
It,
it.
it takes away the sting, and you'll never
Yeah.
find a group of people that are more encouraging than this group in Flight Test and the people around Flight Test, because they understand the culture is to encourage, and that is part of the journey.
Oh, yeah.
We started Flight Test completely, I guess, grassroots, and it was basically the way I was raised. It was to understand that you're going to crash, but you're going to learn. You're going to do it again,
Mhm.
and the best memories and the best growth come from that.
It's true.
So,
He said, "Excellent answer." Thank you.
thanks, Sammy.
Indeed, Sammy. Thanks,
Yeah,
bud.
it's nice to see Ben and just all these familiar names popping up too. And if you guys don't know, when we do these lives, there's live streams coming up here. If you're listening on your phone or podcast later, this is something you can tune into, and we love getting to answer questions technically, personally, aeronautically.
I would like. I mean, you
all
can.
of the above, Lee.
Well, you guys can answer those. I want to stick to the supernaturally ones,
There you go, spiritually.
the spiritually
Spiritually.
ones.
There's
Yeah.
the other
We got
outline
all the
word.
bases covered.
Hey, that's it.
So Lee, when I was thinking about crashes,
Mhm.
I remember a specific time with the VersaWing where you would take up the VersaWing as high as you could,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd drive it straight into the ground, and it would bounce,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'd kind of cobble it back together with tape over and over and over again.
Well, let's put some context to this. This was in the early stages of the testing stages of the VersaWing. So we were testing the versatility and the durability of the VersaWing. So it wasn't that I was just going up and crashing. It was it was intentional.
You know,
You told me to do it.
I did, and he did. Well, do you remember? Do you remember my dad's? Where we used to fly was my dad's old runway, and there was this old dilapidated hangar that used to be awesome, but it
Mhm.
was just kind of
Mhm.
getting rough. But there would be these holes in it, and one point we were like, let's go ahead and try to fly the VersaWing through one of those holes. And
Mm.
we hit so hard, the VersaWing made a bigger hole, but it stopped. And then the battery,
Oh yeah.
how far did that battery go?
I went to the back of the hangar. So here, but I love how you say we weren't flying. You were flying. I was just instigating,
Yeah, enabling.
enabling.
That sounds
There it is,
about
really.
similar to today.
We just put a business model
he,
on
just,
it, right?
he just has a title now. That's the only difference.
Was that?
I said it said
Oh,
the
hi.
same
Da-
thing
da- da-
today.
da- da-
The
da.
enabler.
100%.
Yes.
Oh, my
Absolutely.
goodness. Stefan, did I see you flying a Guardian today?
Yes,
He was
I
flying.
was. I was flying my little Guardian with the 1104 motors,
Yeah.
new props that we're messing around with, 2.5 by 2.5 by 3 from our good old friends at HQ Prop.
Yeah, I like those props better.
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, you're gonna have better flight time.
better
For sure,
flight time.
yeah.
They're not as bitey as the other ones. I mean,
Mhm.
we have both props that are available, but
And you got to fly those props on the original 1104 size, right?
Yeah, I flew today on the 1104 size. I
Okay.
have not tried them on the
1106.
Gremlin
1106.
XP,
yeah.
Guardian XP. So, but it was fantastic. Had a great time. Thanks to Wes, he helped me bind it to my Radio Master controller, which is today was also the first time that I flew my Radio Master controller, the
Well,
special one.
You told me yesterday. You said by the end of tomorrow I will fly.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I did.
You
You
did.
made it
I kept
happen.
my word.
Well, that one.
So if you guys heard us talking about the Guardian and then the Guardian XP, there's a reality right now, and this is going to be in a week or 2 weeks. I forget
What the?
with the XP release.
It'll
the next
be
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Next 2 weeks,
Mhm.
okay? Because we got to do the build video.
Correct.
We covered that in a meeting. I'm sorry, I forgot already. So the Guardians, thanks to you guys' amazing support, we sold out of that original motor and control board configuration. And frankly,
Way too fast.
I thought we were going to have like 3 to 6 months supply.
Right.
Wow. And seeing all the people putting in Guardians, it's awesome. What we're doing is we're pivoting, and this is, I think, a good solution as well too. We're taking what we have a lot, and that's the 1106 motors,
Mm-hmm.
and we're coupling them with our stem stack. And we've already tested it before we even released the Guardians. You'll notice on the back of the Guardians we have 25 millimeter spacing, 20 millimeter spacing, and is it 18 millimeter? I forget the other side. But anyway, we already configured it for the boards and tested it, but we'll be able to go to 1106 motors.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be able to go to the stem stack, and it's going to be probably 20% more power.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's
easy.
It's a saucy kitten.
Oh, yeah. Saucy.
It is saucy. and
yeah.
what we like about it, we're calling XP for extra power.
Mhm.
With these new props on it, it softens it up. So even if you're a newbie, it's not going to be uncontrollable power.
Right.
Now,
Right.
if you put the original
Avon props.
Avon props on it, holy cow!
It's punchy.
It's punchy, but don't do that as a beginner because you know these are still Delrin frames, and that speed is ridiculous. But, but you could easily put a an Insta360 Go on it now, fly it around, and have plenty of power to do your thing. So it's going to be a great cinematic, Cinewhoop style.
Yeah, right.
Guardian.
And the other cool thing is that like for that STEM application, even with the XP with the extra power, you know, you can even go into beta flight and have those opportunities to have like the throttle control, where you can go all the way up on with your thumb, but it cuts you off at 75%. And so you can, it still has the opportunity to kind of play with that. Even if you don't need that extra power, you can still use that.
You can limit the throttle.
Correct. So, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I believe Wesley's working on, he calls it a dump, where everything's configured. But just like what he's doing with the T8s on the new STEM whoops that are going to be coming, different modes will not only give you different sensitivities, but it'll also give you a little bit more power, So you're growing in that ability. And my most difficult thing is if I have a quad that's too powerful, I can't fly smooth. Right. Because like one click of throttle is either shooting towards the sky or dropping like a rocket. It feels like. Right. Where this prop combination, I think, is just amazing because it softens. It gives you a beautiful resolution, so you can easily, you know, trace terrain. You can easily shoot gaps, things like that, and not have so much power where it's gonna like shoot you through the moon. People like Wesley, they love that power. They can handle it. Right. I'm not that good. And so eliminating it and giving that resolution from the props and also that is, I think, a brilliant thing. But then you can grow into it. And seeing some of the footage that people are getting now with the Insta360s, Michael's flying it, Noah's flying, I was flying it, Wes, of course, was, Lee, you. It's just really cool to see what it can do.
Yeah, and if there's, you know, if you've been flying, we talk about this kind of all the time, but like if you're flying airplanes and you've never really gotten into the quad set of things just because you're an airplane flyer and that's just what you do, we encourage you for sure to try that other side of the hobby, because it really kind of brings it all in really well-rounded hobby experience. Because at the end of the day, like I've gotten to do both. We've all kind of gotten to do both. And even this guy over here, like he was kind of like, context, obviously he's had a bad experience with quads, but he's been messing around with quads. Lee has, and you know, he flies both and he enjoys both based on what I can tell now. And it just gives you that more well-rounded experience in the hobby, and it gives you more opportunities to fly, because you can't fly an airplane inside, right? You just can't do it. But you can fly a Whoop, you can fly a Gremlin, right? So try it out. Let us know what you think and give us your feedback.
Yeah. And I saw Chris Aida just ask a question. I think he's talking about the RunCam 2. That's the actual camera on top of it, right?
Yeah, he asked, will the Gremlin Guardian hold a RunCam 2?
The RunCam 2, yeah, he's looking it up right now. I think it's not the one that looks like the.
That's
it can do that. So I got to be careful because there's different RunCam models now. The one that looks kind of like a Session, if I'm not mistaken, and then also
I'm trying to remember, what was that one camera back in the day that it looked like a box it had.
Was it black? The Mobius?
Mobius? Was that like back in the
early days? There was the Mobius, and then it moved from the Mobius to the RunCams came out, and then the RunCam 2, which is what Chris is talking about.
Because it was about like yay long. Yeah.
The RunCams were great little units. Matter of fact, I strapped a RunCam 2.
About this thing right here?
Yep, that's the Mobius.
Oh yeah, that's it.
But the RunCams are still kind of timeless. So yeah, they could easily handle that. Yeah, great question.
Oh yeah.
So we have an event coming up in just 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks from Saturday.
Yeah. So Saturday the 30th.
Yeah, it's the last weekend in April. We're having a open house, which is like the kickoff of the season. So the open house is it's intended to have like a flea market, yard sale type atmosphere with flying and everything going on. So it's not as big, or is not going to be as big as Wings Over Edgewater, which is Memorial Day weekend, but it's definitely important because it kicks off our season, and then from then on out, we do our Thursday night training.
Yeah, great thing. And it is definitely worth taking the time to come out, because if you look around the shop here, this is when we do our spring cleaning as well. So we'll dance through Edgewater HQ. We'll go down to our basement. We'll go into the Connex box, everywhere where we're packing away and storing weird things. And sometimes we'll say, hey, here's a plane from an episode, but we got to make room for another project. And that's when we sell them off,
Mhm.
and people can get pieces of the content and pieces of episodes and some really great values, not only from us but from people that bring it. So
Right.
Oh yeah, I'm looking over there on the floor. I think there's
there's
a
a
pile,
whole pile
of
growing,
stuff.
yeah,
Yes.
and it's wonderful because it helps
Yeah.
us with spring cleaning big time. I saw a question about Evie Graber.
Yes. Right here.
Evie Graber.
I'm so happy they asked this.
When is the new Kit Fox coming out? This is from Kirby Graber.
Kirby.
Okay.
Oh, Kirby.
Yeah, Kirby Graber.
I think he's on. He must be
under
on his mom's
account.
very
account or something.
First of all, hi Kirby. This is great news. We are working right now. That container's hopefully going to get loaded and be here before Flight Fest.
What?
I'm saying hopefully.
Hopefully. So
Hopefully.
he's not promising.
Not promising. We'll
it's
keep you
it's
updated.
Very hopeful.
But
that would be awesome.
We are working to get that container of Freedom Foxes, and this pretty much could be the last batch. So
Mhm.
it's
You
very
know
sad.
what?
Yeah, just with how difficult it is to get things from China, especially big kits. So
Yeah.
if you want one, get one. But they're going to be the version 2s, 2814 motors, 40 MPSCs, swinging 11 7-inch prop. It is a whole different animal when it comes to power and controllability because of that bigger motor. Is it a beginner plane? No. Don't buy this if you want a beginner plane. Is it the Timber? No. Is it a beautiful scale representation of Trent Palmer's with a 2-to-1 power ratio? No. Yes.
Yeah.
And I love scale flight, but it is pretty darn awesome to see the thing literally just tear through the
Go
sky as well
vertical,
too.
yeah.
And with the
Yeah.
metal struts, you're not going to break the wing. And with the 2-wing configurations, it's pretty awesome. So,
Nice.
So yeah, we're looking to hopefully have those before Flight Fest. That's the goal. Yeah, like Lee said, no promises, but
Hopefully.
we're gonna get them.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like it's just a really cool airplane, like looking airplane. So like,
Oh, yeah.
even if you're a beginner and you're not really gonna fly the thing, but you just
Yeah.
want to hang it on your wall, like I would do that
It's
because it's freaking
well,
awesome.
I mean, Trent is still a hero to me. He is just
Yeah.
such an amazing guy. The fact he let us do this, it kills me not to know how many more batches or if we'll be able to get another batches just with what's going on with
Right.
supply chain issues. But those things have been sitting over as version 2s for about a year.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
been a while.
it kills me, and I cannot wait to see them in the
So
air. They need to be
excited.
in the air, and they fly so good. So
They do.
really good
Hashtag
stuff.
winning. Let's go.
Let's
I'm gonna start. I'm
get it.
gonna start a petition. Get it here before Flight Fest. Talk to our friends over China.
You'll be the one to have to deal with all the mail that comes in.
Yeah, right. It's fair. Our good friend FPV Combat. He said, "Hello, guys." So that's Matteo Betty. He's over in Lithuania. He's Italian, but he's from
Oh.
Lithuania.
So
So that's
Matteo,
our FPV Combat guy, Matteo.
he's the
on
one
screen.
that
He said, "Hello, guys."
made it possible
Yes.
to blow up the
Yes,
the
the
scout.
Scout.
That was so
Yes.
awesome.
I just got
Yeah.
off a phone call with him earlier with Dave.
Oh,
So
Nice.
he's great guy, great guy.
Yeah.
Love working with him, and
Yeah.
so if anybody's seen some of the episodes recently, been messing around with his board.
Mateo, you are responsible for a whole nother chapter of just content ideas that we're going to be able to do now because of this module. That experience, and then hopefully you guys have been able to go back and see the episode. But
Mhm.
the experience of having an on-screen display and getting to see your ammo and whether you've been hit and whether you gotten hit, and it just changed everything.
Yeah, it was
And
awesome.
the accuracy of saying, okay, here's this person not close to me, and you hit the button and you see them wiggling through the air. It was seamless. It was
Yeah.
absolutely
That's
seamless.
cool.
And I can't wait to see it on the B-17. A lot of people are thinking we're going to blow the B-17 up. Have you seen that in the comments?
You know,
every
even though I don't want to see that thing in the shop anymore, I don't want to see it blown up
No.
because there's way too much work.
we are not going to be blowing it up.
No.
Please don't
Maybe
think
other
that.
things might blow up.
Yeah, now mid-airs maybe, but no, it's not going to be blown up. And what we're going to have is we're going to have smoke systems on each motor.
Yeah.
So the goal for the people that are going to be shooting the B-17 from the air is going to be obviously to hit the motors, knock them out. And in the meantime, community members will be able to ride along and control the turrets and then shoot at the planes attacking the B-17.
Right.
Mhm.
So when someone
you-
scores a hit on the airplane, it'll wiggle, waggle, maybe shut off their engine. We'll see. And then when someone hits the B-17 still, it'll cause a smoke system
damage.
to activate.
Nice.
And I love
nice.
It's gonna be great. Make
So-
sure that's coming up in. That's looking like a June-ish
Mhm.
Yeah.
release. So
Yeah.
keep on the horn here. Keep subscribing. Check out the ones leading up to that, because there's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of fun happening here in the near future.
Yeah. Oh, I'm happy you brought this up, Lee. Do you want me to handle this? Or?
Shaky Mike's Adventures.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
So the question, well, I'll ask the question,
Yeah.
you answer it. So the question is, has any manufacturers come up with a universal remote ID product yet?
The answer is people are working on it. And I think it's safe to say we're involved in working on a solution too for you guys.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing I want to say. We don't want this to be the only solution for people getting in the air. And there's some current things we'll put on the FTCA hat now.
Yeah.
There's current things going on that were supposed to be a reality through the last congressional mandate. And one of them was the establishment of FRIAs, federally recognized identification areas. Did I say that right?
FAA recognized.
The same thing. Okay.
I know.
Yeah. And then
Acronym inside
and
of an
then
acronym.
CBO recognition, and the CBOs were supposed to enable FRIAs to become a thing very quickly.
Right.
Why are FRIAs important? FRIAs are important because if I want to build a foam board airplane and I want to walk out or go to a model club or fly at a park, if you have a FRIA there, you don't need all the remote ID stuff. You don't need to jump through the hoops and have that on there.
Yeah.
That's why FRIAs are incredibly important to us personally and also with the FTCA. Remote ID is definitely becoming a solution, but keep in mind, if you build model airplanes like flight test foam kits and stuff, those requirements we have till 2023 of September of next year.
Yep.
Before that's a requirement for those kind of things to start falling into place.
Right.
Aircraft that are manufactured like all in one box, September of this year, I believe, is when that level of remote ID is going to have to hit.
Yeah, so it's not as if remote ID switch is going to be flipped and everybody's going to be non-compliant. We still have some time, and as your question asks, are we working on it? Like Josh said, we are working on that solution. But I don't think we can stress enough just the importance of why we need to be involved in the fight in which we are with this. I mean, when I say we, the FTCA, we got some good things going on. We got some good people that are in our corners and that are unpacking things like what was that we were talking about today? The Reauthorization Act and
we're going to need your help in a big way from
Oh
that.
yeah,
and your friends' help and your friends' friends' help.
Yeah,
if they like flying, we need your help.
Yeah, and there's going to be a lot of action items coming out for that. Actually, the update that I was hoping to get out today, when that comes out, there is a call to action in there about sending in a waiver for beyond visual line of sight, the BV laws.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good things out there, and I guess one of my requests, and we've talked about this, Josh, that one of our requests is that we're not so combative over what the government is doing that we miss what it is that we need to do instead. Like we don't need to. I think you said it, well earlier today. We don't need to cut off our nose and spot our face. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that. And I know that there's a bunch of our rebels out there that don't want to comply with anything. I'm not good. That's fine.
That's your right.
That's fine. Yeah. That is your right. But the rest of us, we want to fight for what we can get. So if we ask some or have some requests of you guys to take some action, at least consider it instead of just sloughing it off. So
yeah, it's going to be important, and this is where many people. Even if it's repeating the same thing, this is not like and I just learned about the difference here. This is not like the notice of proposed rulemaking where if you copy and paste, we need you guys to basically reach out to congressmen, to reach out to your representatives and senators and stuff, and even local to make some noise around this because it will be an opportunity for us to shape this in a good way. FRIAs are incredibly important to us. We're not just going to be like, okay, we're all going to make remote ID, and that'll be the new thing, and everyone's going to have to quickly jump on board. That is not reality, and that is not healthy for the hobby. Yeah. We definitely need to have a way for schools, for parks, for farms, for flying groups, FTCA and AMA, and anyone in between, to be able to say, we don't want all this extra stuff on our planes. I saw someone just asked and stuff like foreigners coming, people from other countries coming in to fly.
Yeah.
We don't want to make them jump through hurdles. We want them to be able to go to a location and enjoy this hobby.
Exactly.
Right. So it's incredibly important. We are addressing it on both sides as we should be. But the FRIAs are incredibly near and dear to our heart. I put FRIAs above CBO status, but they're really one and the same.
Well, yeah, because you cannot be a FRIA without being or having a CBO apply for that FRIA.
Yeah, you're part of a CBO, and then you follow their safety guidelines, and you apply for a FRIA, if
R-
I'm not mistaken.
Right. Well, at least the way in which it was proposed that the CBO is the one who applies for the FRIA
on behalf of
of
the individual
that,
or the
yeah.
entity. Yeah.
And to me, it's one of the most simple things. This is kind of stuff that's been done before. I'm just so frustrated that they've run towards remote ID and they've left the thing that today's hobbyists can benefit from and utilize today.
Mm-hmm.
And that bothers me. So we're going to need your help on that. Shaky also asked, we can keep using our stuff in a FRIA. Yeah, the whole purpose of a FRIA, you don't need remote ID. You don't need any extra tech. People automatically know that there's model activity going on in that area. Another person asked, what does it stand for? I thought it was Federally Recognized Identification Area. It's FAA Recognized Identification Area.
Yeah, it's FRIA, FRIA.
FRIA.
FAA. All right.
Yeah. Crazy. Yeah.
But
Crazy stuff.
that's super, super important. And Litterbug said we need more less than 250 milligram kits too. Look at the nanoflurkin. But
Yeah.
I don't want everyone having to fly a small airplane. Big
No.
airplanes are cool. There's a lot of really cool stuff you can do with it. And for the general hobby, for people be able to go into schools and do this, if you keep everything under 250 grams, the amount of tech, the amount of experiences are limited. We
Right.
want people to be able to enjoy this hobby as they are today. So
Yeah, here's another good one from Shaky. He says, I would like to keep flying in my yard without pre-authorization from a tower, even though I am in a Class G ultralight, can get away with more.
Ultralights can get away with
Yeah,
more.
they get away. But here's the deal. It's not as if you have to get clearance from a tower. That's and the shielded ops too is
we'll
another.
speak a lot to that.
Yeah, so there's a lot that we will be unpacking here throughout the next months, but we haven't really started unpacking a whole lot because even the FAA themselves they change and what their definitions of things are
Yeah.
as they
Right.
progress. So
That's true.
Very true. Chris Aida said, my local AMA club is a FRIA. FRIAs don't technically exist yet.
yeah,
No.
it can't be there, Chris.
Now, what he may be thinking, though, there is, just like what we did in North Canton, we filed for an exemption and we were carved out an airspace
Mhm.
and we were given that airspace to fly into. That could arguably be kind of the definition of a FRIA, but FRIAs don't exist yet. So
Yeah.
what they have is a recognized area that they can fly model activity that's posted. But this is a reality. It could very well be without this whole FRIA thing that suddenly even an AMA club that you were once able to enjoy will now have the requirements of remote ID if we don't get FRIAs.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm not trying to fearmonger you, but there is no guarantee that will be the case. And I just want to make sure that we have a mechanism.
Mhm.
And it should be, frankly, as easy as simply filling out a form, sending it in, it meets the requirements, it's rubber stamped, and you're done.
Right.
And it should also be for a lifetime. It should not be,
Do this every year thing.
do it every year.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So
Or at least for like 10 years.
yeah,
Something
I-
that's just like long term.
I think
Right.
it's safe to say we'll strap in. We'll bring our good friend Dave Messina from the FPV Freedom Coalition in,
Mhm.
and we'll unpack this a lot more. So make sure you follow those when those notices come up.
Yeah, and at Flight Fest is going to be an awesome time. We're going to have a sit down with Dave, and we're trying to get an FAA representative to come in as well to explain more and actually to pepper with questions. So that'll be an interesting time.
Yeah.
Because if even if the FAA representative doesn't come, Dave is very witty on it and is able to, just vomit crazy information,
The drop
at
of a
will.
hat,
Oh yeah.
He lives in this every day, and
Oh,
I
absolutely.
don't know how he does it. Having to be on the boards or getting to be on the boards, I should say, have to. It's a
Mhm.
privilege.
Right.
But man, I need duct tape around my head sometimes.
Well, I know. I mean, that was
You've seen me.
No, me. I was in that meeting
Oh,
today.
yeah.
I was asked like, "Hey, wait a second. Let's take about 5 steps back and what does this mean?"
Yeah, well, and I understand. We can hide behind the shroud of safety. This hobby is amazingly safe. We're flying foam board airplanes made out of squishy foam that are under a kilo on average. This hobby is insanely safe.
Mhm.
Stop treating it as if it's going to kill people. Treat it for scientifically what harm it can be done, and there are studies that are out there that show just how incredibly safe it is.
Mhm.
let that be. Let us work in truth and logic and principle,
Right.
not just standardizing, categorizing, and stuff. Because man, talk about cutting off your nose to spite your face. 64,000 aviation-based career job shortage within 10 years. Let that just sink into your mind. How many things have to touch an aircraft that are either flown by people, worked on by people, maintained, traffic, managed,
Mhm.
fill in the blank, and then take 64,000 people out of that picture. And
That's a
then
lot of
imagine
people.
what's going to happen with your shipping. Imagine what's going to happen logistically with the goods. We already have supply shortages. We will never have
gonna be
a
tough to
worse
recover
experience
from.
than when that happens.
Oh yeah, for
the,
sure.
the solution today is to make pilots and aviation careers of tomorrow. And that's what the FTCA is working hard to do. That's what FPVFC is working hard to do. We got to protect that, friends.
Oh
Right.
yeah. Oh
And,
yeah, for
and
sure.
That's amazing people, again, getting to make their passion their profession.
Yep.
Boom.
Hey, speaking of Flight Fest, Jason asks if it'll be permissible to set up some glider tows at Flight Fest. I've never done one, but would love to try.
We did that last year. Remember?
Which?
With a Waco.
Oh, we did.
It was a blast.
Yeah, with the C-47.
Is Jason coming? Because he hasn't gotten to come for a couple of years. Jason, are you coming to Flight Fest?
That would be cool.
I'm assuming that
I think
means he
he
is.
Looks like this.
Yeah.
I think-
Let us know,
We definitely
Jason.
can do some.
Let us know.
Yeah,
glider
yeah,
tows.
definitely. The Legacy and the Sea Duck are awesome, but yeah, we did a lot. He is coming. That is
Nice.
fantastic, Jason. All right, brother, you're gonna get a big hug when I see you.
Nice. Yeah.
Sweet.
I like. We were actually talking about it this morning. This afternoon in our meeting with everybody about just taking the little kids when they made the little Chuck gliders, putting them when Noah was taking them up and
yeah.
and dropping them off the Legacy. It was a Legacy, wasn't it?
It was a Legacy.
Yeah, and letting them just kind of glide down. They just got a kick out of that.
Yeah. The Venture and the Plank glider, the Easy Plank, those are phenomenal.
Yeah.
For Chuck gliders, especially being dropped from altitude. They find their happy medium and they just keep on going. So
Katie Waterman, on that note of just fun little planes, what is the future of the Easy kits? I think she might have mentioned something earlier
Hi,
about.
Katie.
Yeah, here it is. I love the P-51. We're making into an Easy kit. So maybe just touch base on like where the Easy line's going, what it's used for. Obviously, it's a big, huge, awesome STEM opportunity too. So which is cool.
Yeah. So the Easy line is basically it's all focused around STEM and first experience in RC flight. So one and the same. With the STEM aspect going into schools, there's an amazing curriculum written by both Trevor and Jake Marshall that's modular based, and that gives them the ability to bring it right into the classroom. Kids will learn how to build, how to fly, and then how to design. For recreational hobbyists, it is the easiest, most fun way to get in the hobby.
Oh, yeah.
It
Oh
is.
yeah, for sure.
We took a group of scouts, and in an hour and a half,
Oh yeah,
probably an hour and a half, we built all three of the Easy First flyers.
yeah.
Then we went outside, and every one of those kids had a success in flight.
Yeah.
Everyone. And
Oh,
I,
it was
There's like
beautiful.
12
It
of
was
them, 10
beautiful.
of them. How many people are there? There's at
I think it's
least.
about 10 of them.
Yeah.
There were 10 scouts and there were probably half a dozen parents.
Yeah, and the kids were like dive bombing their parents,
Mhm.
and it's just amazing. So, the Easy line doesn't have any servos; it just has two motors and a flight control board. So auto levels, you give throttle to go up, you back off throttle to go down, and then left and right. Don't let that sound boring because it's a blast.
No, it's not. It's amazing.
we
I
have-
fly my son's. My son, he's 5 years old. He literally flies that thing around all the time here at Flight Test, and selfishly I steal it from him. He's like, "Can I fly again?" It's like, I don't know this battery. Let me check the battery real quick. I plug a new
You
battery.
are
And I fly
a
that.
bad
I better trim
dad.
this out for you.
I'm a terrible dad.
Better trim the plane that doesn't need trimmed.
But they're a blast.
Yeah. So as the future goes, we have three packs currently available: the First Flyers, Space Flight, and the Jets.
Mhm.
We realized in the meeting I did promise that we're gonna have the Easy Flirkin. So
Yeah.
I gotta make good on the word that we will have an Easy Flirkin, and then we also have the Long Easy that's already been converted
Mhm.
over as well too.
Mm.
Those are two. Neither one of those. One hasn't been designed yet.
Yeah, but we
So-
even have the like the plank and the venture, and those are gliders that you
Well,
can put the.
The Plank is actually from the First Flyers.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's the middle one, the First Flyers.
Oh, my bad.
The Venture, actually, we tried to turn that into a easy plane, and it flew good, but it wasn't as awesome as the other one, so we didn't put it in the First Flyers. That's
okay.
where I bumped it. But the we do have a couple designs now. The community, if you go through the forums, there's tons and tons and tons of easy designs out there that you can download them
Mhm.
and do. So Yeah, thanks, Chris, for the kind words on that.
Yeah.
They're just a blast. Yeah, the easy Shinden. Sponzy, you are a troublemaker. I saw your comment earlier and I ignored it.
Yes.
Yes.
But isn't
So-
the don't we have a Canard? Isn't that the
Yeah,
plank?
the easy canard.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of
Yeah,
close
just-
to the Shinden-ish.
It actually is really close to the
It's
Shinden.
really close. So really, Spawns, get out of here.
Yeah, you
It's
got
already
the
a
easy
thing.
canard.
It's already a thing,
Well,
sir.
No, I think that there should be a Shinden.
Spawns has an easy design out, if not a couple. So, but
Hmm.
to the answer to your question, yeah, we'll loop back around it. We're going to be building out the Flurkin line this year because we promised the Flurkin 5, which is now turned to 7.
It's just
really,
it's just a family.
But
just the
here's
Flurkin.
the thing: I was doing the numbers. It's actually the Flurkin 4, right?
No, it's
because
not.
the
The Boom
all
and-
terrain and the Boomin are just a add-on to
they're add-ons, but yeah, man, they're their own thing.
yeah. I mean, like the kit itself, right?
Yeah,
So, like designing a new
the
kit.
the
Ish,
Boom and
yeah.
Flurkin and the ATF Flurkin will basically be the stock Flurkin with an add-on kit
Yes.
that will give it added functionality and a whole different look.
So we've got the 3, and then you've got the easy, because that's a whole new.
And you got the
design.
racer.
Yeah, that's with the racer.
Oh, that's with the
Yeah,
racer.
main.
Well, it sounds like I
Yeah.
got to make more Flurkins.
Yeah, now you have to have a new.
He
you have
doesn't
to
know how to
have
count.
Crazy. little-
Flurkins are like rabbits; they just multiply.
Yes.
This month we are planning on releasing the MKR2 Flurkin, which is going to be the Maker Foam version 2 Flurkin. So that will be coming out. If anyone wants to light up their Flurkin, they'll be able to build the stock Flurkin, put LED lights inside, and make it glow.
It's gonna be a UFO.
It,
That's what it's gonna look like.
It looks
It's
cool
gonna
in
be
the daytime, but
Yeah.
Steve Moore, Sean Morrison.
Okay.
No,
Sean-
Steve
Steve
Sizemore.
Sizemore.
Well, Steve Sizemore is building the night Flurkin here,
Yeah.
but Sean Morrison, he actually
yeah,
made a white Flurkin.
Mhm.
And lit it up, and he's already flown it at night, and it looks incredible. Is it Wakeboarder Films?
I don't.
Sean
exactly
Morrison
know. Mm-hmm.
wakeboarding night. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with that. Just look Flurkin at night up on YouTube, and you'll see it. But yeah, UFO, unidentified Flurkin object.
That's
fantastic.
That's true.
Mm,
Well done there, Jason. He's
love
very
it.
witty.
Liddy.
Love it. But yeah, we have a lot of designs coming up, but we are going to be also doing the MKR2 designs, really releasing those. So those will be planes that are going to be really well to be illuminated or benefit from being white. And that'll be really cool.
And I've got to bring this up because we had a discussion about it earlier. But what are we talking about with this like 3-pack like that we took away? And I need to know. Because I've heard so many things about what's going on. I need to know. Is this
No,
something
no.
we talk about now, or can we not talk about that?
You don't need to know. It's already, we've already discussed it. We don't
We
tell
should-
you things
we
because
should-
then you
you know what, we-
get all devil's advocate
no,
on
no,
us.
people. No,
Right.
we should ask the community.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because I thought
No,
that
here's the deal. You ask them, but remember, whatever they say, you got to do. Shinden or no Shinden.
Or just make John do it.
Well, yeah, and that's worked, right?
No, John. If you look at one of his recent posts, did you see the teaser
Mm-mm.
of his kitchen? There's a Shinden sitting right there, a Master Series Shinden sitting right
Is it
there.
really?
It's no accident. It's happening.
real life.
It's happening.
Stephen Rosenwood just laughed.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
So yeah, we've come to a really powerful conclusion that nobody on this green earth likes the Dart,
The dart.
The Dart,
the Delta,
the
No,
Delta.
the Delta. Sorry,
You're thinking
Yes.
of. You're still thinking of paper airplanes. that
yeah,
you-
yeah.
yeah.
The Delta. Well, actually, I have a design called the Dart, but I think people like
Yes.
that more.
That was
No.
that was like a mini arrow.
The original 3-pack was the FT Flyer, the Nutball, and then the Delta.
Nutball's still my favorite of all time. by the way.
And
You know how many? I wonder how many. This is the poll in which we should put out there. How many people bought the 3-pack but only
Use the other two.
used 2, and the Delta never got built?
I flew the Delta.
I had
did?
it. No, I tried it once
I did.
and it was terrible. And I got another 3-pack and I didn't build it. So
so the goal is to make a 2-pack,
mhm.
but enlarge the FT Flyer and the Nutball just a little bit,
Mhm.
because our B pack now is way more powerful than the original B motors and the Blue Wonder motors that we used to put on there, and
Right.
it's also like twice as heavy.
The
So-
Blue Wonders. I remember.
remember
those.
that?
Oh,
Good- good
yeah.
motor.
So the goal would be to enlarge it so it would fly off of a B motor and then also like a 1300 battery and still be the same floaty self.
Right.
And that obviously is a much more foam, but still the same build techniques and everything.
Yeah, and the bigger they are, usually the better they fly.
And they're
So,
fun. Yeah.
And
Oh,
the
man.
harder they fall.
Yes, and
Yeah.
here's the other thing: is that if when that happens, sir,
Yeah.
I am going to fly. I'm going to build and fly that nutball.
We know what needs to happen now.
To be honest,
I'm telling you,
it's gonna be great.
we got the motors laying around. We can do this.
So yeah, let us know in the comments.
Oh no, I like
who's
this.
Excited, who's excited about this?
Yes, it's the Tupac.
The Tupac.
Way to go,
Well done,
Dan.
Spawns. Well done,
Yes.
Spawns.
Oh my gosh. Oh, by the way, I saw Mr. Chris Aida said, I flew my shark flirkin at the local park. Chris, that was the coolest shark. And I saw another nice gentleman has done a shark too. The flirkins were meant to be sharks. And I know John's happy because when Nano came out, he's like, I'm going to make that in a Megalodon. So,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's,
Ooh, and we're going to be blowing that thing up.
mhm.
Well, I mean,
Well,
enlarging it.
yeah. I mean, we got to be careful now when we say blow it up
Yeah,
because of FPV
yeah.
combat.
Yeah. So what did we say? A 7 foot?
I think we're going to try to make it exactly the same size as the banner.
Yeah.
So
Ooh,
we can
that's
fly
cool.
that.
The banner that'll be at Flight Fest is going to be across the field. Everybody will be able to see it.
Yeah,
Yeesh.
so we'll build a monster flirkin.
Nice.
Jason, by the way, on that last bit, he said he's bringing a big Coroplast nutball for combat.
Dude, those
Thank you, Jason.
Those nut balls do insanely well in combat.
Yeah, because first of all, they fly a little unpredictable, and so like half the time the pilot doesn't even know where the thing's going to go, so you
Mhm.
can't hit it because you're thinking where it's going to go, but it ends up in a different place, and they're just super maneuverable.
Well, and they don't have a tail
Yeah.
on them where old Bixler can take and chop off the tail.
Yeah, that was fun.
If you chop off half of a nutball, you can still fly. It just kind of.
What do you get when you chop off half of a nutball?
A nut moon.
I don't know. That was
Half
the question.
crescent, I don't know.
I don't know.
half a nut? I don't know.
half
I-
half
yeah.
half a nutball.
An acorn.
Oh my!
Cashew. I don't know.
Hey, we're coming up on
Yeah.
on time here, buddies.
That's awesome.
So yeah, Jason said something really good too, and he's right. Delta planes can fly great. That was one of my first KF designs. The sweep was wrong. The KF step was wrong. I was wrong for building it.
Mm.
So, but I thought it was great. It just was really tender
So
and
what
sensitive.
was the moral of the story there?
Live and learn.
There you go.
Yeah, there you
Move
go.
on.
Yeah,
That's words to live by.
Those
Right
are
there.
words to live by.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well done.
So, well, good deal.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, this is good.
What a great day. Hey, do us a favor, friends. Let people know, obviously, about the FTCA update that's coming out next week because of technical difficulties. Also,
Yeah, sorry about that.
we need your help in a big way. Let people know the importance of, basically getting those fees established and
Yes.
CBO recognition, and let people know that we're going to need their help in the very, very near future to make some noise.
Oh yeah.
So we can make good things happen.
It's gonna be great. Thank you for all your work and effort out there in the community.
And-
It's great.
And finally, he is risen.
He is risen indeed.
There
Yeah.
it is. Love you guys.
We'll see you.
See you.